Okay, it's just me or that cloud looks like a dick. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I will be using this K&F CONCEPT 100mm filter holder and 1000 ND filter that it came inside of this kit. So K&F sent me this to review. It's a good starting place to explore long exposure during the day. I see that the box it's way more fancy than it was before, and I can see that there is 2 boxes in here. Let's try to push this out. The 100mm square filter. Okay, very fashion way of showing you off your product, K&F CONCEPT. I know that this one is good because I already tested one of those. Let's see for the rest. So it's a bit windy now, so everything is shaking. And as you can see, there is the rings to attach to your lens on a different package inside. Let's check out the rings. There is a bunch of rings inside. Let me find the 52, 82. If you have the new Heartland Sigma, that will be practical. It's the last one that I picked, 77. There you go. It's pretty damn basic, just screw in and lock it in. I really like that it has a hairy cloth to protect your filters. That's really nice. You can put 2 filters inside out here. As you can see, it's holding by friction. Let's put then this bad boy. The second package is 100mm square filter. Again, the box really nice. The lovely orange of K&F CONCEPT, and that is new. There is some instructions how to open this bag. This bag it's pretty damn nice. There is some documentation here. It's showing you the charts of exposure. That is really nice. If you don't know that by heart, it's a good solution. To open this, it's pretty damn simple. You open this and you have this thing to push the filter up, so you won't touch the filter with your fingers. And let's close this. Again, this is magnetic and there is some water drops. I hope it won't rain, but yeah, let's open this. It's a way thinner than I expected filter. Very dark. So this will remove 1000 ND, so a long exposure indeed that we're gonna do with this one. Let's put that on the camera and just try a test shot. What I like to do first before just starting shooting is making my frame. So there is a huge cloud now, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the autofocus to make my job easier. I'm gonna point at the nature itself, okay, and now I'm gonna push to manual focus so the focus won't shift. I'm gonna put this in manual mode and I'm gonna do my framing before putting the filter because, well, you won't see much with the filter on. My ISO, it's 50, so this camera can do 50. I'm gonna use 50, and my aperture will be f8, and my shutter speed will be around 250. The white balance I'm gonna put to cloudy. It's around 6000 K. So I'm gonna do also a delay of 2 seconds, so the camera won't shake as I am doing the shot. I put the white balance in clouds, so the white balance won't shift. I am using raw file, so that it's not really important, but I want to see if this guy will shift a little bit the white balance directly in the camera. So I'm gonna use the closest to the lens holder. So like that I will avoid reflections inside of the thing. And of course, if I look in the viewfinder, I don't see anything. So let's do 4 seconds of exposure. So the clouds are getting closer faster, and I can see that there is some rain coming, so I have to do this quick. Yeah, I'm not shooting this in the rain. I'm not in the mood, so let's stop this for now. We were just running from the rain, and the heat of the moment, I didn't even put that in its place. I just injected on the bag like, whoa, like that. The main thing that I wasn't worried about that is that this filter is scratch protected. I don't know how to call it, but you can do stuff like what I just did. So I'm hoping not to scratch this. If it scratch this, we are in bad shape, but until now it looks good. I'm gonna take another photo here. I'm gonna do a picture without the filter and one with the filter. Again, to help with my frame, I'm gonna just remove the filter, and now I can see my frame and I can see that the camera isn't leveled. Let's hope it's really anti-scratching, because I am using this like a savage. That's why the tests exist. Now that's better. Shutter release. Again, this is a difficult test because we are backlighted, not the best situation to photograph, and I have to be extremely careful touching this. So the dust is not sticking on the filter, that's great. I am using my breath to clean this, which is the exactly thing that you shouldn't do. Let's lock it in. Well, let's try 20 seconds of exposure to see if I get a good exposure. So there is the tractor there that it's moving on the field, and the tractor will be blurred by the movement. So imagine F16, you have 20 seconds of exposure. That's amazing. And let's see what we have here. Okay, it's just me, or that cloud looks like a dick. Honestly, that cloud looks like a dick. Let's jump to another place. I want to take some photos next to the sea. Let's try that. So the settings that I am using here is the F16 rule. So the shutter speed is 50, so I have to use a 50th of a second of shutter speed and, well, F16. So let's take a shot. Let's take a look at it. And a perfect exposure. I have direct sunlight, so that's why I have a perfect exposure. Let's put it at 20 seconds. Let's add the filter. Very easy to clean, so the dust comes right off extremely fast. That's good. And let's take a shot. Let's wait for a wave to come, and this landscape gave me an idea. I think I'm gonna do a panorama. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna photograph the cars over there just to see if the color will shift. As we have direct sunlight, I'm gonna change my white balance to direct sunlight, 5200K. What I actually do is the color profiles will be on landscape. Again, color by Canon, okay? And I'm gonna photograph in JPEG. So I will be taking a photo at f8, so from f16 to f8 I lose 2 points of light, so from 20 seconds I'm gonna jump directly to 5 seconds, okay? I am at f8 because I know the sharpest aperture with this lens is f8. Let's take a shot of this. I'm gonna remove the filter, okay? And let's take the shot without the filter, with nothing in it. Wow, okay. 200 of shutter speed. Let's take the shot. Okay, this one is a quick one. And now, just to make everything interesting, I'm gonna use a circular filter. I use this one a lot to take time lapses, and I don't recall the brand. I'm gonna put on the description the brand, and let's shoot. The JPEGs will be available on my website to download, so just download the images and you can test the quality by yourself. If you guys are wondering why I am concerned about the color shift, it's mainly because when you use a filter like this, sometimes you want to mix things up. For example, you want to mix like the smooth water and a sharp clouds. We're gonna do that here. If you are curious about this tripod that I am using now, I am doing a review that will come. It's supposed to come this week, but I received the filter, so I'm gonna do the filter first. But subscribe, I'm gonna show you this tripod. It's pretty damn cool. It's my favorite tripod, but it has some problems. I'm not worried about the sea now because the tide is getting down. It will get down until 10 o'clock tonight. Just be careful if you have to photograph near the ocean what the hell is happening, especially if you are doing time lapses. Just make sure that the sea won't run over you. As the ocean is hitting the rocks, has a really beautiful splash, and I'm trying to photograph that with a shutter speed of 500 and no filter. I'm gonna wait for a wave to hit the rocks, and I'm gonna try to get some cool shots. Very cool. Now I want to mix with a smooth water or maybe a smooth sky. I'm gonna add the filter. And let's take a few shots now. Another thing that I want to show you guys is how easy it is to work with a filter like this. Instead of screwing every single time and unscrewing every single time, this is extremely simple to change filters, and to switch for another lens or for another camera, it's extremely simple. Just remove from one and put on the other. There you go. So I had an idea. So this idea, it's not a great idea, but I had one, I have to try it. My idea is to combine both filters. I guess that it would be easier if I would combine two square filters because the filter holder can hold two square filters. Let's try this just to see what we can get. So one, so two, let's put the filter holder and put the square filter. I'm not sure how many seconds I'm gonna need of shutter speed, but I guess will be a lot. This is handy if you want to like make people disappear on the city, to look like the city it's deserted or something like that. You know what? 20 minutes and I'm gonna take a drink. And 20 minutes done. Okay, it probably needed more than 20 seconds, than 20 minutes, but I am bored. And this photo is not that bad. Let's see what we can recover with the RAW. So everyone, there we go. So the review of this filter. Drop a like if you learned something, comment down below if you have any questions, and subscribe if you want to see more stuff. I'm Miguel, until next time, see ya. The two filters are stuck. That's not good.